What is this? It looks like it's a portal to another realm, to the multiverse of refrigerators. Well, hello and welcome to Hello. I am Clutch, where I'm so excited because in today's video I'm taking you to the Meow Wolf in Grapevine, known as the Real Unreal. Now, I'm really excited to go to this one because this is actually my second time being here, but my first time taking you. And what's great about Meow Wolves, if you've never been to one before, is they are all immersive and interactive art experiences that just usually have some sort of interesting start and then kind of go off the rails. And what's great about this one in particular is this echoes the original one, I feel like, more than the others, so this is a wonderful place to start. So I'm really excited to show you everything there is to see, find all the secret doors, find all the portals to the different dimensions, push every button I possibly can, so we can see how much fun you can have here at the Real Unreal. So come with me as we discover what's real and what's unreal. So something special about this Meow Wolf is that this Meow Wolf is actually in a mall. So this is a repurposed space, and I love when they do that. So again, it kind of echoes the original one, where the original one is in an old bowling alley. And so that's something I really think is awesome. Now, this is the outside of it. You can, I believe, access it from the outside, but there is also a facade on the inside. So I'll show you a peek at that as well. And then here's that look on the mall side. So if you're in the mall already and you want to enter the Meow Wolf, it is this big fun facade here. This facade is actually quite awesome. So I don't know how to really, because I came from the inside, I don't know exactly where I am. So there's that way in the mall, and there's that way in the mall, and then here's the Meow Wolf in the mall, and now you know. Anyway, let's get to the actual attraction. Something I love about this particular Meow Wolf is that the entryway is quite grand. Again, they had a lot of space to work with, so like that's the mall entrance, and then this is just a big open kind of fun area with lots of art on the wall. You actually start by going through this little thing over here, but then also if you look at all the fun stuff that way, I'll probably show this at the end. It's a little place to get some food and snacks, but this is the outside that we came in at the very, very start. But anyway, I think it's time to actually start the Real Unreal. While we're waiting inside to go inside the actual experience, I love this little just Real Unreal artwork we have right here at the front. It starts to set the mood, the bonkers, the bananas, the interesting, the different. This Meow Wolf has you kind of scan and boop your hand here. So let's see what this is all about.
Very good.
All right, let's scan. Here we go.
Very well. Come on down.
I don't even know if that came up. So with this Meow Wolf, there's not so much of a pre-show, but you do start in this room. They try to kind of sporadically let you in and everything. One thing I do want to mention is they have an app. This app is really helpful if you want to use it to help you see what rooms you've been in. When you turn it on, you turn on your location and like scanning permissions, and it helps you not so much as navigate, but let you know if you've been in a room before, so you can try to figure out where you haven't been. It is really helpful, but honestly, Clutch just likes to explore on his own, so we're gonna have a fun random day. All right, going through our first door, which is not so secret because they make you go through the door, and so they kind of have a little spiel to begin with. But now we will start the Real Unreal. Let's see what's behind door number 1 here. Oh my goodness. We have a whole house on the inside. I love this wonderful reveal. This is very much like the original one, but just feels like on a little bit of a grander scale. Like there's a whole yard here. This is wonderful. This house is awesome, and I just love it. So the way this works, if you've never been, you can go any way you want to go. You can go directly in the house to start with. You can go into the garden. You can actually go to a door over here if you want to check that out. And then that's it. This is how it begins. So as I like to do when I'm first doing these videos, I think the most traditional way is straight into the house. Okay, let's get going in the house. If you look down here, it says all are welcome, which includes me. So we're gonna get going. So again, oh my gosh, this is so fun. So the most recent Meow Wolf I have been to is the original one. And so the echoes that are the same here are fantastic. So if you definitely watch that video after this one. So what is great is that when you first look around, everything seems pretty normal to begin with, but the closer you look, the crazier it gets. So kind of the main story here is that this kid, Jared, has gone missing, and I believe some of his family has gone missing as well. And so if you want to dive deep into that, there'll be things everywhere to figure out what's going on. So maybe to begin with, this fireplace looks a little wobbly, a little woobly. What's going on in here? Let's see. Can we go inside? I think we can. Oh my gosh. Oh, bending is hard. Let's see, that looks pretty normal, but then it becomes somewhere completely different. Look at this. It's amazing. I love this. This is immediately you're in some subterranean underwater creature area thing, and immediately it's just awesome. Again, we're just in a house a second ago, and now we're in some underwater thing, and it's wonderful. And again, if you know other Meow Wolves, you'll know the connections. I'm going to be saying that a lot because the connections are something that makes it so fun to continually go into, as there's so much just neat stuff to look at. So there is multiple ways to go. This one is very big. I'm really enjoying this. So it's hard to pick. There's fun creatures down here, and something I have to remember that I'm doing while I'm doing this is to look up. That's something I really tried to remember, and I want to remind you, everyone, look up when you're at the Meow Wolf, because it really makes it so much cooler. Like, there's so much on the ceiling or around that you won't notice unless you are actually fully looking around. So this is awesome. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could just not cut this entire thing. So I think for now, we're just gonna keep this clip going and go back to the front here to this shed. So remember, we could have started over here if we wanted to. So this is just a random shed. Now I'm back kind of in the house area. There's this door here and back at the front. So while the original one is called the House of Eternal Return, this is the real unreal. You could almost call it the House of Eternal Return 2, because remember I pointed that out? We could have started right there. But anyway, let's go right back into the house. So starting back in that foyer, I just want to go a little bit to this nook over here. Looks like a bit of a music room. I see some instruments and some fun things, and you can like I said, it's interactive, so you can actually touch the piano and see things. But look at this inside the case for the instrument. It gets a little bonkers bananas right away. And then one of the fun things in this very first part is this door right here. You can kind of see it crack already, but it is a bit of a secret door. And if you look down here, now I'm a full-size adult, so you can get on your hands and knees and crawl into this and see what we got. But this really hurts my knees, but we're okay. We're okay, we're doing good. And then we're just in a new room, and it's just portals to different worlds. Okay, I crawled back into the house. It was not so much a dead end, but it was hard to get out the other way, so I'm going now into the kitchen over here. I'm gonna see what we got going on. And here we got, just looks like a pretty normal living room. Actually, this is a relatively normal living room. Nothing too crazy yet, but anyway, they do have a lot of things for Ruby's garden, so that's something to maybe note. I don't know. But something to point out while here is you got this computer, and these are actually like interactive things where, again, if you want to learn a story, like you can play these. Oh, there you go. So basically, if you want to learn and dive deep into the story, you can go through these different computers. There's sometimes like there's a book with things to, let me show you this. Whoa, I'm caught on the chair. Caught. Okay, let me show you this. So like there's a little get well soon card, and you can open that up and you can see, whoa. Oh my gosh, I'm a lefty, so this is hard. So it just like kind of helps teach you some of the lore and the things, and you can go through this book and try to learn and maybe decipher what's going on. Again, I'm not as big about going through the actual, hold on, I'm gonna talk to you. Hello. I'm not as big about going through the actual like story and stuff. I think it's cool to do, but it adds a lot of time if you really do it, and it's sometimes a bit like obtuse, but it's a lot of fun. Anyway, I just want to show you that you can do that. I'll point out when it makes sense though. So here's the kitchen area, which again looks relatively normal, but you can see kind of in the corner there that if you open up the drawers and things, there's some crazy stuff inside. But again, this fridge seems incredibly large, incredibly interesting. Maybe we should see what's going, if there's anything good to eat. What is this? It looks like it's a portal to another realm. Maybe to another refrigerator? What? We seem to be inside. We went from outside a refrigerator to inside a refrigerator, and now we are going to the multiverse of refrigerators. This is one of my absolute favorite rooms in all of Meow Wolf, because it subverts expectations if you know the original one. So you think you're just gonna go somewhere a little bit simpler, but then it just becomes crazy. I love this room. I love that reveal. This is pretty much, this might be my favorite room in all of Meow Wolf. So it obviously can be a little disorienting, this room, to figure out where you've been, where you're going. So I'm gonna do my best to kind of go in and out of every single one to really give you a feeling there. So we started in this one. I think we'll just go right to the left and see what's right outside this one, since this one's a little bit open already. And it's just, ooh, oh, that's great. It's just like, this feels like an extension of the house with the wallpaper and some of the things on the wall here. And actually, when I crawled under the stairs a moment ago, this was the area I said I could get out, but it'd be a little hard, and that's why, because that's a little small for Clutch. Again, it's like a little extension of the house, and there's like there's a phone here, it looks like. Oh, I can actually pick it up. Let's see if I can I? Hello? I can't hear anything. I got a dial tone, but that's about it. Yes, I'd like to order 2 large pepperonis, a medium fry, and maybe some clarity in where to go next. So going out the door opposite of the actual refrigerator is these things, and oh, we're back in the garden. And I love it. He just kind of circles back around stuff. Again, the garden that was left at the beginning. Again, so many different ways you can go, and that door's a little less obvious from the outside because like for the garden shed. But this is great, and there's some stuff over here. This little thing to look inside of. That's something that happens quite often. There's a lot of interesting stuff out here. I think there's something in the corner to go check out. Let's go check out what's in the corner over here. Looks like a little thing for bees, but I don't know if it's actually for bees. Let's see. Is it not the bees? Not the bees! It's not the bees! So again, just gonna go back into that refrigerator portal room, but I want to point out that it says Bermuda on there. Part of one of the big things in the original Meow Wolf is that the refrigerator connects to basically a trans world company that gets you to different vacation spots called Portals Bermuda, and so this is Bermuda, and I just love that. Anyway, let's go back inside and see the party going on, and let's check out the next door over here. See what's in this one. Oh, okay. Ooh, see, this is what's great about Meow Wolf. Every doorway, everywhere you go is absolutely different. This feels now we're sort of on another planet. And you look up, it's got some weird creepiness. And something I definitely love is this RV. So now let's go walk into this RV over here. Really quick, before going into that RV, I did want to point back at the other side of the door. So something I forgot to say, just neglected to point out, look at the other side of the doors. Every time you go through them, there's always interesting things on both sides. Obviously, if you're coming from the inside, it'll just be, well, not obviously, I don't know yet. It'll probably be just the outside of the refrigerator, but on the inside, sometimes some whackety schmackety stuff. All right, let's walk into that RV and see what we got going on. Looks a little old and decrepit here. A lot of weird stuff on the shelves. It looks very, very old and run over. Some really interesting, fun stuff though. So if you come in here, this is funny. You got this little hot dog guys taking a bath in here. It's just a little otherworldly again. It looks like an RV-ish at first, and then it goes off the rails. And I really do like that. So this is just great. Let me give you a big wide shot here. You can see it looks like a normal RV from the other side, and then you come in and it gets a little crazy. But this is great. Let's see, can anything be pulled on in here? That doesn't open, no. That doesn't open, no. These don't open. What about these up here? These don't open. Sometimes, again, I haven't shown a lot, but things open. You can try to push buttons and see what happens. But when you look really close, there's just so much detail in all this. And it's just, I love everything we see in every room here. I'm just cavelling. I know, I'm just showing it to you and cavelling, but it makes me so happy to be here, and I hope that comes across in my voice. Oh, something back in the RV I just noticed was that there's this little sticker for Portals Bermuda, like I was talking about. See, the connections are everywhere. It's awesome. The more they make of these, the more connections they are, and it keeps getting better and better. Anyway, that just excited me. You can listen to this radio over here, try to figure out what's going on. Does that do it? Yeah, see? There you go, pushing buttons. Back to the Portals Bermuda. God, it's still, every time I come in, it's fantastic. Okay, so I think we just keep going left, and let's open this one, see what's in here, and oh, that is not what I expected. What would I expect? Oh, so, okay, I think opening this crazy one is what starts the dance party. And look, they even got a crazy disco ball up there. That's awesome. Yeah, Portals Bermuda. And, okay, next Portals Bermuda. Let's see. Oh, nope, wrong side of the door. Okay, what do we got? Oh, looks like just a little bit of a dead end with one little thing in the corner that we'll check in a sec. All right, let's see what's in the little popsicle thing here. We got, oh, it's crazy art popsicles. I love ice cream novelties, so this is fun for me. The party won't stop partying, so we're gonna go into this next one and see what we got going on. Looks like we got sort of a spaceman, space person, space thing, and this looks like a little store called the Forgotten Pocket. Got a nice alien creature here, and we got a button to push. Whoa! Whoa, that was fun. There's like these little kind of like scenes and dioramas here, and we got more buttons, and I think it starts different music. This is cool. But these scenes down here are really cool. They're like little miniature worlds, and I like this. Oh, it's really fun there. And like, oh, look what we got here. We got what looks like a Baba Yaga. I remember the name this time, everybody. Got this helpful map right here that lets us know like where we are in relation to stuff. So this is really helpful because as we can see, we are here, and so that means we are lost. All right, last one to go through. This one says, caution, there's a strobe effect in use. Oh, yep, I see this. I don't know how well this will come up on the camera, but this is one of those things where like it spins and the light goes and it makes it look like the cup is splashing over. It's very cool. It's very cool. I like this stuff. And then over here we have another little spinning art stuff, like a lot of like spinning where like you look at the mirror and it looks like, again, because of the way, let me zoom in a little bit, because of the way the light works, I can't explain it, but it helps it look like this. It's like actually in motion, it's actually moving. So this is really cool. And there's lots of like little details and things. In many of these places, if you go back and look at some of the shots, there's like so many little details that if I tried to point them all out, it would just take forever. Okay, back in this Portal's Bermuda room with all the refrigerators, and honestly, I don't think we can reach these ones up here. They're a little too high. But one fun thing I do want to point out is that this one looks like it might be a portal to Omega Mart, which is another one of the Meow Wolves. And now that we have gone into all the ones that we can reach, they all pretty much dead-ended, or you go back to the front of the house in certain ways. So I think it was these two that goes back to the kitchen proper, or it goes to the garden. So I think it doesn't say one way, so I'm gonna try going back to the kitchen and we'll explore a little bit more of the house. The backside of the original refrigerator. All right, back in the house. Let's go upstairs and see, because I feel like we've done most of the first floor now. There's some pictures on the wall here. Now at the other one, you are able to pull on one of them to get it to open. So let's see if I can find if any of these open. Is it fun just to watch me pull on pictures on a wall? Is this fun for you? It's fun for me. Oh, no, I'm just gonna break something. So I could not find any picture where you could actually pull anything on that one. But there's a little corner over here that has just some more like lore for you to look at. This is, oh, it just went away. So this is kind of, looks like it's the front of the house, and every now and again, yeah, it lights up back again. And look, it looks kind of like where we just were in that RV, so that's really cool. But something, again, amazing about this house is that it is set up exactly like the one at the original Meow Wolf, like the same shape and everything. So this feels like, again, kind of like what they did with a bigger budget in a way. And I find that very fun. Anyway, let's keep exploring, see what we can find. So we got a kid's room in here, it looks like. I see just a lot of random stuff to see. Got a mirror. There's a clutch. Anyway, and then, I don't know, there's some, let's see, let's open some drawers, see if there's anything inside there. Clothes. Now there is a little bit of a secret closet room in here, and I say secret closet room because it's a regular closet room, but maybe there's something secret in the closet. Whoa, whoa. Well, that's fun. You know, what is weird, and I know I keep referencing it, is that if you've been to the original Meow Wolf, you kind of have some expectations because of the similar setup, and then it does it a little bit different, and that makes them both very worth going to. Back in that hallway, we got what looks like a bit of a laundry room. Kind of hard to see in here, but oh, now the camera might not be picking up great, but I think, ooh, there's a secret pathway back here. It is dark. It is. There's like some stars on the ground and on the ceiling, and this feels kind of like a haunted house because I'm not sure where I'm going. Oh my gosh, there you go. Yeah, so there's like a little secret pathway in the back of that area. This is fun. Oh, I see. So I guess this is a portal to a closet in one of the other places. But then if we keep going this way, I think it just starts to, again, it's gonna go off the rails, get absolutely bonkers. And I like how we're transitioning to something, and I don't remember where we're going. Looks like we got a staircase back down, or we can continue down this hallway. Why not continue down the hallway? We like the hallway, some interesting stuff. Oh, geez, sorry, that scared me. That's just like a bush thing, a bush thing. So this is exit. So that might be a real exit. Maybe let's try this door. This has been a longer shot than I anticipated. We're not even in the house anymore. What do we got? Oh gosh. Where are we? Ooh. Oh wow. This is the red room. This is, again, it just, you never know what's gonna happen, where you're gonna go, what's gonna be next. I think this is a real elevator to get you around. And sometimes you're sort of dead ending, and so you gotta go back, and so let's go back. All right, back in that house again, trying to see if we can find anything in the, close again. Back in the main hallway of the house, something I like is if you look closely at the wallpaper, it looks normal at first, but then it's a little bit bonkers. So we got this alien guy here, which is they got a big statue of that at the original Meow Wolf. And then this is, I believe, called a Yelp, I think. So that's a creature, I think, from the lore of Meow Wolf and such. And it just, again, it's one of those things where like, it's hard for me to pick up all those little details, so well, you gotta come here and see it yourself. All right, at the back of the house is a bathroom here, it looks like. I see some tiles, and then, oh my God, what are you doing here? So again, no right or wrong way to do this. You can go any way you want. And I'm now kind of at the back of the house, and you can see like kind of the tile and the wallpaper is kind of like morphing, and it's getting weird because we are going somewhere in a much more obvious portal. So look at this. We are now in the canopy of some sort of forest. This is wonderful. I mean, this is a two-story experience if it wasn't already obvious from us being in the house, but there is so much great stuff to see. Like that is just the front part, and I don't even think I saw everything yet, and there's so much more to see, starting with this wonderful what is the word? But treehouse. Treehouses are hard to find words, so let's go inside and see what we got here. Again, they had a treehouse in the original one, and this one is a lot bigger. This is fantastic. There's a lot more room in here, some shore open, some interesting stuff. You can kind of peek out and see what we're gonna see. Something I love at Meow Wolf is how much they kind of tease you as to what you're gonna see next, because you don't know where you're gonna go. And so you might be teased without even realized you're being teased. So I think from that tree house, I wanna go back downstairs and see what kind of things. We can see there's some other stairs over there. We're gonna probably get over there eventually, do some crisscross applesauce. But it looks like we're just in another world. I mean, look at this guy up here. What are you doing, Mr. Guy? Just being up there, cutie patootie. And then we got lots of other interesting things. Ooh, I kind of like that. That is creepy. It's kind of like, almost like the silhouette of a creature there. And this is actually the back of the house. So we were actually just up there a second ago, and now I'm walking down here, and I almost tripped like 3 times, so I really gotta pay attention to where I'm walking. All right, let's peek back in the house for a second here, because I think we're in the laundry room, and it looks like there's a nice freezer here, and I bet you it's a normal freezer. It's not a normal freezer. Why'd you even think that, Clutch, you silly Clutch man? So this is actually part of the laundry room, and it actually smells a lot like laundry in here, which is really kind of cool, but obviously these laundry machines are not your normal everyday laundry machines. But the question remains, is this an everyday dryer machine? Let's see, is this an everyday dryer machine? No, it's not an everyday dryer machine. And as much as I love all you very, very much, I would love to crawl in this, but I really am scared I wouldn't be able to get back out. So back in that big forest room, when we look out from that laundry room that we just came out of the back of the house, you get a good kind of scope of this place and how cool it is, and how it is like from 2 floors, just awesome. And something I love about this, it's kind of hard to really get the full scale of what you're seeing here with the treehouse. But this is, and I got it right this time, this is the Baba Yaga. So basically, it's kind of like a witch bird thing. I don't know the lore that well, so I should have looked that up. Oh my gosh. But anyway, it's like you can kind of see that like the legs are of like a bird, and basically the idea is it's like a walking kind of treehouse thing. It is an awesome thing. It's one of my favorite just visual images of Meow Wolf, and this is one of the best versions of it. I can't remember if we get another better view of it, but if we get that, I'm obviously gonna show you. Why would you think I wouldn't? And we got these mushrooms here, and let's see. Oh, they kind of like, oh, yeah. If you give them a good smack, they like to make music and light up. So across from all those lights, kind of back towards the house again, there's another little area to explore. I did not see this before, so let's see. Yeah, you're clearly at the back of the house, because you can see like the side of the house and the window. We saw this actually inside the this is, I think, the kitchen is on the other side. I don't think that can move. Anyway, but there's like slugs on the ceiling, and they got some interesting sluggy audio coming in. Let me see if I can have you hear it for a sec. Yeah, that's great. So this is a dead end, but I did love just that little peek, because I don't remember walking into this room last time. going this way because that helps orient you. There's just more of some fun foresty stuff, and there's like this, I like this. This is a cool little kind of carpet couch thing where the carpet kind of bled into the couch and split it in half. And that's just a cool visual. And you're able to walk into that if you want to. I'm not gonna do it. I just, again, holding the camera sometimes can be a little bit treacherous for me. But this is the underside of the Baba Yaga, and there's this cool little kind of nook here. This is great. They got this little like this reading corner, and let me just kind of get inside and look at this. That is awesome. This feels very serene. Honestly, if I had the time, money, and space, I would love to have a reading nook exactly like this. So it might be a little bit dark, but I want to just point out the idea of that Baba Yaga again. So I pointed out the leg of the creature, and it is down here as well. I don't know if I can back up a little bit and maybe you can see it better, or what? You know what I'm going to do for you? Now I'm going to do for you. Give me one quick sec, everybody. One quick sec. I'm going to take out my phone, turn on the light for just a quick sec, so that you can see this. You ready? Okay, there. Baba Yaga. Something a lot of Meow Wolves do, and they do very well, is a bunch of like dioramas, like little random scenes of art and interestingness, and I like the 3D nature of these scenes. So like they all feel just like very busy and interesting, and I feel like you can kind of interpret it your own way, which I think is very fun. Then next to this guy, we got some little kind of underground tunnel to walk through, and with some sort of cords on the right here. And this is very interesting. It's kind of seems a little H.R. Geiger-y, a little alien-y. And across from all that, like under the stairs, there's this interesting area. Again, I know this might be your first time, but this is feeling new to me. I do not remember this. This is awesome and creepy. And like it goes a little far back, and there's a lot of interesting stuff in here. Oh, the light's changing. Ooh, that makes it hard to see without any light. And then as we exit that room, it looks like we're on the opposite side of some sort of secret door. Oh, we're right in an arcade. Look at that. You didn't expect an arcade. What was on the other side? Oh, we came out of a vending machine, obviously. So as is common in some Meow Wolves, is they have little like kind of arcades, usually of games that they've completely made up that are just like, yeah, you gotta kind of figure out how to interact with them, and it can be kind of weird. But let's see what we got on the outside here. And oh yes, we're at the street section. I love this. Every Meow Wolf, I think almost every Meow Wolf has an outside street section, and something where it's just like all of a sudden like you look like you're in some sort of city street, some back alley, something fun like that. And I love every single one of them. It really appeals to my love of what feels like the inside yet outside feeling kind of place. I love that feeling when you are inside, but it feels like you are not, and it feels like you're outside is the words I was trying to find there. I'm just very excited. I'm also trying not to run into people as I walk around. There's just so much to see. And something really cool right here as well is I have this. It's called Prime Materia. This is a legitimate bar in the middle of the entire experience. So if you want to get a drink while you're walking around, you have an option here to get a little bit of a refresh. It's so hard to figure out which way to go in this place. There's like, you could go in any direction, so I think I'm gonna start by going over here and see what we got down this way. Oh, gooshness. There's some, again, you might be able to dive in and figure out what it's going on here, but it's just, what I love about it, I think, partially, is it feels like I'm in a queue at a really good theme park, like at Universal Studios or something. It's just fun to walk around and just take in the environment. But there's so much great stuff if you look around really closely and try to really just see what is everything there is that you can see. So just came from that street area, and now I'm back in I'm not back in somewhere, I'm somewhere new, like this room. Let's say back in, because just over here is back to the forest area, and then just over around this area, if you walk around the corner here, this might look a little familiar. I would think so. It's that whole funky underwater sea area that we saw at the beginning. This is still one of my favorite spots in the whole place. But there is a way we haven't gone before, so let's walk over here and see what else we can see over here. And it's just, ooh, a big gloopy wall. That's it. I thought it might be a big gloopy wall. I didn't want to spoil it, but you know, it's what I expected, and here it is. And then opposite that gloopy wall, we have another place we haven't gone to, this hallway. Right now, pretty straightforward, just a hallway, but then, okay, I see a little bit now. I remember we went in the back hallway where there's that secret passage that went like behind the house, and I saw a staircase, and this is where that goes to. This is fun. So it looks like we could go left. Let's take a little peek. Or we can go right. Looks like we have a bit of a maze here, and this room is interesting. It's like if Beetlejuice met Willy Wonka. Once again, I make a lot of Willy Wonka jokes or references in my videos here. Anyway, let's see. So you come down here, and then what now? What now? I think we have to go forward to go backward. And now we have a few different choices here. We can go left, we can go right, we can go. It's kind of like, ooh, what's the name? Is it the Escher? You know, the stairs and the upside downness, and I think it's something like that, where it reminds me of that. Anyway, there's lots of interesting stuff on the walls. I like this area. This is a little bit more kind of like choose your own adventure open than I usually say. Hello, sir, or ma'am, or it, or thing. I don't know what you are. You're just amazing. Anyway, there's just so much fun stuff on the walls here. And sometimes I think I'm seeing a portal, but it's just me. Sorry. But like, you gotta look close and you'll find interesting stuff hiding in corners. And then just everywhere you turn, there's this, oh, that guy got a lot more interesting the closer you got to him. But anyway, if you come over here and go through this little portal here, you got this funky room. Oh, it's so mysterious. Continuing around that same place, we got some more just interesting wall art. This feels like some rich future person and their wall art. I like it. I find it fun. I kind of like this Gak Tower. Yep. Oh no, it's a creature. I thought it was a Gak Tower. Gak is a Nickelodeon reference, children. Okay, so I should have gone left at the beginning because there's this interesting creature here. I don't know if I'm looking at the front or the back. I sincerely hope I'm looking at the front. Maybe there's not a front. Maybe that's the whole point. Yeah, I think there's not exactly a front. I know that looked a little risque, but I think this is the creature. This is all of them. You can't really, maybe there is no front. It's all the front, it's all the back, it's all everything. Anyway, if I went left at that junction a few moments ago, this is what you would have gotten to. I don't know why. I love this guy. All right, got another caution light effect in use sign, so just warning for that. Let's see what we got in here. We got, oh, interesting. Oh, I think this is, it's like we've walked into some back. Oh, yes. Oh, that's cool. There's lightning. Wow, that's fun. It just becomes something so different so quick, and it's so awesome. That's great. And I think you can kind of control with pushing buttons and levers over here as to what's happening. Whoa! Oh, it's kind of, I don't know what's gonna happen. It feels like it's gonna explode. It looks like the floor in the ceiling almost like got destroyed. This is a cool room. There's a lot of people here doing crazy stuff. Oh, trying to discharge it, but then we gotta charge. Can he do it? Can he? No? Okay, anyway, sorry. It's just, I love the interactiveness. I love everyone having so much fun. This is a cool room. It like starts kind of like normal-ish, like a little office, and then again it just became absolutely bonkers. There's a few other really neat things in this room, like, because like I think the idea is that was the ceiling where it's cracked there, because like there's a bird on a weather vane here, and obviously, oh yes, these are all clouds all the way up there. But some other just fun things in the room is like we got these weird, like this gloop thing coming in and like taking over, and if you look close, it's like around the whole room in little spots. Oh, I'm hearing some voices. Something crazy's happening. There's an event in progress. There's some sort of event in progress. There is an event in progress. Out of that room back into where we can breathe, and we're now kind of back in that street area. So again, we kind of circled back around, and we're back on that street a little bit. And so obviously, if you've been horsing around too much, you can call on the business centaur. Still in that kind of alley hallway area. If you look around, you got lots of fun art, but then way at the bottom, you got some mouse art things, little mouse bar and a mouse band. That's fantastic. And then you got this whole kind of display over here with a bunch of just weird, interesting stuff that, again, you look closely and you think you know you're seeing, and then it becomes weirder. Oh, I see. It's a Model 1 TSC collectible. That was what I thought as well. Noticing this public phone is interesting because at the bottom you can tell that there is evil afoot. Back in that backstreet hub, I want to go this other way now and see what we got in this way. Looks like to the left there is some stuff. I think we kind of seen some of that way already, but to the right here is their open event space. So this is pretty cool. So I think they like have like concerts and fun things at the back here, and so there's actual like this big open event space, very kind of normal-ish in terms of like the space of it, but like I think there's like balconies and such up there to easily see, and we'll get up there eventually, probably get some other views. But I always love the idea that when they have these event spaces, I'm sure there's like a quicker way to get in here, but I love the idea that you might have to go through the whole exhibit just to find where the actual event is. So behind that event space, we got these bizarro mushrooms, and then a relatively normal-looking staircase. When I say relatively, whoa! And they're all worshiping pizza. Oh, they're just like me. And that took us to the top of the event space. So you can see I'm kind of near the balcony here, and now that's where we were just a moment ago. I think walking around is relatively normal on the walls because, again, I think because I use it for event space, it makes sense that it's not as interactive and bonkers up here. Although, here's another staircase. Where's this one go to? It probably just takes me back down, but I don't know exactly where. So let's go down for a second and see where we are. Oh, okay. It's nothing too surprising. It's just it's back in this hallway. But I missed this before because we came out this door and I walked right past that. So another thing. See, the longer you keep going around, the more fun stuff you'll find. Walked back up to that balcony because I know there's still a lot of second floor stuff that we need to see. Oh, look at this, look at this. Here's a little portal. You know what's here? You know what's here? It might be a little hard to see, but this was the top of that lightning room. So again, like you could have teased yourself before, but now I'm teasing myself after? Post-tease? I don't know how that works. So just to keep you oriented, we got the event space to the right, and then to the left, we start walking up here, and it becomes the second floor of that street view. So we saw people up there before. I didn't really point them out exactly, but this is one way that you get up here. So now you got that view, and then you can see over here. I think these were in some of my shots already, but now we have them here. And then we got another room with just some bizarroness, some craziness. It's got some TVs that are kind of a little creeping me out, and it's got a viewing seat for all your viewing pleasure of that. And then in this room, it looks like we're kind of back in the top of the forest, and I got kind of like geodesic dome that you can kind of just go in and sit in if you want to, if that's how you're feeling. Or you can walk this way, and I think it gets you back to the top of the forest a little bit. Yep, I remember we saw these stairs before. Those were the first stairs that came down. That's the Baba Yaga. That's the Baba Yaga right there, and these are other stairs you can go to. And let's see, I can just kind of walk over here just to have some fun. Ooh, it's a little bit spongy. It's not terribly, but you can kind of sit down. It's just, if you want to just like hang out here, and just take in the vibes, that can be good. Here, would you like 3 to 5 seconds of taking in the vibes? And the vibes have been taken. Back in this room again because we found another doorway. Oh, let's see what we got over here. Let's see what we got over here. And it looks like, oh, yep. Once again, back at the top of that street. Just another view of it. And I always love it. Because once you get higher, obviously, you're seeing things a little bit closer. There's fun sounds everywhere. And it's just fantastic. Looking the other way, you can see down to that alley we saw earlier. And this is just, I don't know. Again, would you like 3 to 5 more seconds of vibes? Well, here you go. You're welcome. So across from this, the other way, it's funny, once you get new angles, you see new doors. So let's see what is in here. I'm hoping this is what I think it is. It is. This is one of my absolute favorite rooms in the entire place. I don't know if it's just in the middle of a cycle or not working, but you can see there's a lot of mirrors here. And what happens is there's like clouds and projections that I've seen in the past. Again, can't tell if it's just in the middle of doing something. Oh, I think, yeah, it might be coming up. But this one is just really cool. It reminds me of one of the other Meow Wolves. I think the one in Houston, where there's a room full of pipes, where this one is kind of in the back corner, and this one's full of mirrors. And so this is neat. So they project stuff from projections. It goes on the wall over here, and then you see it on the mirrors. And so like the longer you stay in here, the cooler it can be, or at least it becomes fun and different. It is a really cool space. And I feel like people don't discover this one. Like, I'm in here by myself. Like, this place is getting very busy. And It's great. I will say, if it reminds me of anything more than anything, another immersive art experience, not as interactive, but still a little bit, is something in Las Vegas called the Arte Museum. That was a wonderful experience that, like, I have a video that you can watch right there. Click that if you want to go check out the Arte Museum at some point. It'll also be down below in the description, but it was very immersive and serene. And so to give you maybe, let's say 8 to 10 seconds of vibes, let's give you 8 to 10 seconds of vibes. You're welcome. So I'm back out where we did that first vibe check in this forest area. Actually, being on this balcony area is kind of gives you even a better sense of how deep it goes. Anyway, across from that, I like this hallway where instead of saying Dole on the wall, I got all these stickers that say hole, like we're going through portals and such. But what's interesting is, like, I'm trying to, at this point, really make sure I haven't missed anything. Again, you can use the app to figure that out, but it's much more fun when Clutch does it on his own accord. Like, there's been some little nooks and crannies I haven't fully pointed out because they're just little nooks and crannies, but it looks like we got some other door over here. And let's see what is hiding behind this door. Oh, yes, definitely haven't been here yet. There you go. There's something different. Some just new art. And I kind of like these rose sculptures that we got over here. But anyway, let's see. We got a that was a fun little place. And what's behind this one? Don't know. It's interesting. Sometimes you just start in an interesting hall and oh, this is definitely a secret hallway piano. Haven't seen this before. This is kind of neat. In the other one, there's also, oh, okay. Oh, I think I see. Yeah, look, it's kind of morphing back into bricks. We got some clothes that are brick clothes, and then, oh yeah, we're back in the house. Definitely didn't discover that one earlier. So look at that. We've eternally returned back to the house of the real unreal. Just wanted to say hi to our friend in the toilet again, because I wanted to show you that, like, if you need to wash your hands here, this is a good place to do it because it becomes a rave. So doing a little bit of a once over, or I guess a twice over to really make sure I haven't missed anything. But coming back out from the back of the house near the Baba Yaga, I noticed there is a bathtub in the trees. You see his bathtub just hiding in the trees. So again, it kind of like takes the idea that, like, this was where the bathtub was supposed to be, and then, like, it got pulled into the forest here. And that's the way I interpret it. I think that's great. Again, this is one of those places where, like, it's really good to actually, like, go through it all once, find every room, figure it all out, and then kind of go through again and look a little closer at things, because you're gonna find stuff you didn't see before. Like, for example, we're here at the Baba Yaga. The way you can kind of see is, like, these kind of look like eyes right here. So that's really great. So something fun about Meow Wolves is there's not really an obvious exit sometimes. You kind of just go where you want to go. You can go to certain obvious exits. I'm going in the elevator here just to kind of get a moment to myself. But when you want to find the exit, you can't just go back to the front, or sometimes there's some doors on the side. So when you're done, that's when you decide you're done. Well, real unreal. It's been real, and then it's been unreal. But of course, before we go, we do have to check out a few more things. So, like any good attraction, we have to exit through the cafe. You thought I was gonna say the gift shop. No. Yeah, I mean, yes, you kind of exit through the gift shop, but you could also just go to the cafe. Anyway, I did want to show you, like I said earlier, there is a cafe here. They got, like, actual, like, food, like cheeseburgers, sandwiches, other drinks as well. So if you're tired and you need just a little bit of a break, or you're hungry, they got plenty of good stuff out here. But now let's actually go check out some things in the gift shop. So there is quite a lot of stuff that you can choose from in the gift shop here, but obviously some of Clutch's favorites are your magnets. Love these magnets. This is actually one I already have at home. I like that one, and but I like that this has the Bermuda here. Now, as I like to kind of joke, these are usually Meow Wolf prices. Yeah, this is $12.50 for that guy. Focus, there you go. $12.50 for that, but they feel very quality, so that's an important thing. But they do have quite an awesome variety, and I feel like every time I come, they mix up what kind do they have. So, like, definitely worth coming back to check for other ones, because definitely seeing some things I've not seen before. with some of their gifts that they have in the gift shop, these are actually representative of some of the other Meow Wolves, which is kind of cool. So they have this neon wall light from a place called Cowboy Heaven, which is an actual dive bar at the Houston Meow Wolf, which is, that's pretty high on my list. That's a great one. I really, really like that one. But then we have this one. This is Pizza from Pizza Pal's Play Zone, which is probably my favorite room at the Denver Meow Wolf. Basically, Bizarro, Chuck E. Cheese, Bizarro, Showbiz, Pizza Place. Absolutely love it. And then you have here, of course, the original kind of refrigerator, which, just point of fact, the original refrigerator that you walk through at the Meow Wolf in Santa Fe is much smaller than the one here. But anyway, lots of just fun allusions to the other Meow Wolves within the merch here. So this is kind of neat over here. So there's kind of these mini representations of some of the art we saw inside, and something that always, I don't know how to say it. Like, I wish sometimes there was more obvious credits given to the artists, because this is made by so many different artists, and I feel like they all deserve so much credit. So here you can see that like creature that we saw. It says this was done by Morgan Grasham, and then over here we have what I guess is the it's many O's, anyway, by Dan Lamb here, in seen in the Globequarium. And so I just think it's kind of neat to see, like, who did these things, and I appreciate that they have this out here to see that. Also got some good stickers here. So these are either $4 or $5 depending on which one you pick up here. But you got like the Real and Real there. You got there's like probably like your best look at the Baba Yaga right there. And then you got your classic walking through the refrigerator there. And one thing I always like to point out in the gift shop when I'm here looking at this guy, this classic Meow Wolf hybrid, is talking about where does the name Meow Wolf come from, because I think it's a fun fact. As far as I understand, Meow Wolf came when they were coming up with the name for the place by putting a bunch of words in a hat or maybe some other apparatus and pulling out two words, and those words of course were Meow and Wolf, and thus was born Meow Wolf. As far as I know, completely true story. Fun fact, you're allowed to actually go in and out of the experience as much as you want. So you can go to the gift shop, get some snacks, come back in. So anyway, I figured I'd come back in here to say thank you for coming along with me as I explored the real unreal. I love all Meow Wolves. Meow Wolves are all fantastic. Believe it or not, this is lower on my tier of all the Meow Wolves. This is one of my least favorites, so I had an amazing time here. So imagine what it's like going to the other ones. And if you don't want to imagine what it's like going to the other ones, click on that. That's a whole playlist of every Meow Wolf that exists as of the end of 2025. I'll get more when they come out. But I hope I can see you in one of those. If I don't, maybe I can see you here. That's my favorite attraction of all time, the House on the Rock. Anyway, I'll say again, thank you for coming along. Until next time, I will say goodbye. I am still Clutch.